My name is Kim, and I was involved in an accident on I-5. I was on my way to work, and the traffic had stopped on the freeway in the fast lane, and I was just stopped in traffic, not for very long, and then F-250 hit me going 65, 70 miles an hour, and it was definitely shocking. I was the first one hit in what ended up being 5 cars being totaled, and my truck was shot off on the right side of the freeway, and then all of the other vehicles were on the left side of the freeway. So it's weird when something like that happens. You don't really know what just happened because it all happens really fast. So I actually thought that my vehicle was on fire from the smell of the airbags. And so my immediate thought was just to get out. I was still kind of rolling, opened the door and got out. And that's when, you kind of realize what has happened, and I saw 4 vehicles piled up on the other side of the freeway, and then everybody was going really slow because there was, like a lot of debris. There was a work truck that had like nails, so the freeway was covered in nails. And then it was just trying to get somebody to call 911, and my husband. And luckily a truck driver had pulled off on the side of the road and walked over on my side because, there was lots of people on the left side of the freeway. So the gentleman pulled over on the right side and then came and made phone calls for me, called my husband, and I knew at that point people had called for emergency services. And then that was the beginning. And then from there, you got to kind of wait for the dust to settle because a lot of things are happening. When you're in a car accident, there's a lot of things that happen that you don't realize in the moment. Like the next morning, I could barely move because that was unexpected. So after all of that kind of settles, then you start thinking, okay, I might need some representation, to help kind of guide and navigate through this. And that's when I started interviewing various attorneys. I'd gone to a few and I was not impressed, to say the least. I just didn't feel comfortable. They felt very much like they were, they had an ulterior motive. And I was looking more for somebody who understood, what I was going through and could help navigate the roads, what that looked like. So that's when I had met with Griff, and he was fantastic from the very beginning. He was compassionate, he was knowledgeable, he talked to me just like, a normal human would. And I knew that he didn't have any kind of ulterior motives other than, to just help navigate me through the process. And so that was the beginning of our relationship. And then I actually was in a second car accident a year, a month, and a day later. And he was, again, able to help me with that. I was obviously still navigating through the first one when the second one occurred. So I think we definitely had some special circumstances, but he was able to walk through that entire process. It took, these things take quite a bit of time, so things just wrapped up this last year, and I couldn't have gotten through it without Griff, Tilly, like their whole office. Every time I called or needed anything, they were right there, knowledgeable, able to answer my questions, and just, like I said, guide me through the whole process. So for anybody who is in an accident, I would say that the first thing that you do need to do is get representation. I don't think until you've experienced and gone through it, you don't realize how necessary it is to have proper representation to really guide you through. So the first thing I would do is I would tell you to call Griff, and he'll walk you through step by step what needs to be done.
The stories you just heard from some of our past clients are cases that we specialize in.
Helping people who've been injured as the result of the negligence of someone else is all we do at the Arthofer Tonkin Law Offices. Call us today for a free consultation on your injury matter.